Hello, it's not often that you find me coming on here and talking with my face to camera, and it's actually something that I've wanted to do for some time, but I kept putting it off. So I thought I'd come on here today and talk about procrastination, because procrastination is something that I have battled with for most of my creative life. So what exactly is procrastination? Well, procrastination for me, around my creativity, around my writing, is when I put something off that I dream about doing and do lots of other projects instead and make out that they are more important, or maybe they're easier to do or smaller to do. And the thing that I ultimately want to be doing is put off, ignored, gets put to the bottom of the list. Now, for me, instead of working on my writing and writing a novel or working on non-fiction, procrastination would look like, I don't know, when I lived at my old house, I started to create a wildflower meadow, or I would go in the kitchen and do some baking in order to create and stage an Instagram photograph. I mean, this could take me all day. Or I would go outside and clean out my chickens and my ducks, and obviously that needed to be done, but did it need to be done right there when I had time to write? I didn't have my children around and it was a quiet time, so why did I not write there and then? And then when we procrastinate and we fail to reach our creative goals, we fail to work on our novel, we fail to write a blog post, we fail to finish some art to sell on Etsy, we call ourselves failures, we call ourselves lazy, we call ourselves untalented, all those negative words, and we end up losing confidence around our creativity simply because we're being so hard on ourselves. And I think it's really important to identify why we are procrastinating, because once we understand that, maybe we will start or stop giving ourselves such a hard time. Because the reality is, we are probably procrastinating because we're scared. We could be scared of failing. We could be scared of starting the project and find out we don't have the skills or the talent or whatever it is in order to complete it. Or what maybe we are scared of succeeding. It could be that big creative project that you would dearly love to do and to complete is just that little bit too far out of our comfort zone. We worry about what our friends might say about us doing it, or our family, or what faceless people on the internet might say to us. So let me reassure you that these feelings are all completely normal. It's not just you who feels this way, and this is something that I felt for many, many years. I've been writing and being online since 2007, and it wasn't until probably 2018, 2019 that I figured out why I was procrastinating and what my fears were. And since I've discovered that, I've been able to push ahead with my creative and my writing projects. That's not to say I don't procrastinate anymore. We all do. But it is no longer stopping me from pushing forward towards my creative and writing dreams. So how did I do that? Well, I've got 3 ways that I've written down here in my journal. And my first way is by journaling, by having what I call my writing journal. This is where I dump everything in it. I dump my anxieties, I dump my ideas. I sort of ponder things in terms of the direction I want to go with my writing and creativity. And number 2, therefore, is using my journal to dig into my fears and really asking myself why I feel a certain way and what the worst thing is that could happen if I am scared. So then I work out a way of getting around these obstacles that I can see in front of me. And then finally, I break these projects down into really small tasks, because the project itself is massively overwhelming. It's so overwhelming, I'm procrastinating in terms of starting it or in terms of finishing it. So I break it down into tiny projects, or tiny tasks, and every day I know what I need to do in order to work on this project. I have all the tiny tasks there in front of me, the tiny steps that I need to take in order to complete my project and get me towards my goals. So break it up, tiny steps, and eventually you will get there just by putting one foot in front of the other and ignoring the big mountain. So I really hope that has helped you that little bit today in terms of understanding your procrastination. It's not because you're rubbish. It's not because you're untalented. It's not because you are undeserving of a creative life. It's simply because you're a little bit scared, a little bit fearful, and the project that you would like to work on is just too overwhelming. So break it down, tiny steps, and take it a little bit at a time.